starting?
Yeah. It's on. It's
Countdown's coming right now. There you go. Starting right now.
Alex.
So many jokes going through my head.
You better just stop it right now.
I'm not. Didn't even say anything.
So before I start talking about the Grammy, I want to give a shout out to the Funny Don't Stop show too. Young, I see you hip to it. They be killing it every week. The show is hosted by Alex Thomas. Me and my lovely wife, we always listen to Alex Thomas and the Funny Don't Stop show on Tuesday. The Funny Don't Stop show comes on 8 to 9:30 every week. What more can I say to you? Them niggas on that show straight crazy. I like the dude on there, Savvy, Sad. Then they got this crazy chick named Dara and DJ Dan. Jigga like it, you should too. I make sure every Tuesday around 8 o'clock I got the Dash Radio app up to listen to these crazy niggas on the show. They be saying all kind of crazy shit on the show. It's fucking hysterical. Blue be listening. When we put the twins to sleep, me and my lovely wife B, we listen to the show. The Funny Don't Stop show. Yo B, the Funny Don't Stop show is all we need in this life of sin. Just download the free Dash Radio app and listen like me and B.
I'ma press play every time.
The Funny Don't Stop show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop show. The Funny Don't Stop.
We had a really good dance going on right there.
Thomas, and you're listening to the Funny Don't Stop show.
We got to work on that. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people?
Cracking.
Hey, come on. It's another week. We are alive and well and just doing the damn thing. Yes, my name is Alex Thomas, and I am the host of the Funny Don't Stop Show. Big round of applause for that.
We in the building.
Come on, man. First of all, you know what? We're 25 shows in the building now.
Yes.
So big round of applause
It's
for
our
that.
25th anniversary.
Is that not crazy, Dara? How's that feel? Talk to us.
Did you bring any gifts? What a
I'm hoping somebody brings us some gifts for being on 25.
That's amazing.
Doesn't this feel like it was just yesterday, though?
Wow. It feels like, to be honest, it feels like it was like a few months ago when we started.
Isn't that
It doesn't
crazy?
feel like it was.
We've just grown with each other. We've been through the ups and the downs and the triumphs and the wins and the losses. But it feels good because I feel like, you know, this is just the beginning of something really huge. What do you feel?
I feel the same way. I don't think any of us would be a part of this if we didn't believe in it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I
No,
don't think
I
Raul
appreciate
would be
that.
here. I wouldn't think Daniel. I
Very
don't think
true.
anybody would want to be a part of this if this wasn't something that we truly believe to bring something different to the table and everybody has something to offer.
Exactly. It really has like a family feel because I really did call family and friends and people that I've known a long time. Like I've known Doc over 20 years. I've known Dano over 20 years. I've known Sid. How long have we known each other now?
It's been about
15?
15 years. Yeah.
About 15. And Raul, I've known Raul. Shoot, that's going on almost 5 years now.
Wow.
4 or 5. Oh, maybe like 2 years. I've known Raul 20 minutes. That's crazy.
Freshman.
We just got to work right away. And then Dara, I've known you like 11 minutes. That's crazy.
I'm like he adopted me.
I just have eye
Like
for a
seven-
talent.
Yeah, he found you knew Savvy, I think, about a couple years.
Basically around this, I
Yeah.
think I met you and Savvy around the exact same time.
I met Alex and in the lobby at the Haha Comedy Club.
Absolutely.
And he's like, "You're hilarious. You're a comedian." I'm like, "Well, yes, I am." Hello.
Were you just hanging out that night?
No, I went to go see the show.
No, that's what I mean.
It was
Like
your
you
show,
weren't
yeah.
performing like when
No.
I originally met you.
No, I was
you were
there
just
for work.
hanging out at the club
I was
with
there.
some friends.
I was there to watch your show.
Oh.
Yeah, it was one of your nights.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were a
friend of
comedian,
mine-
but you were hanging out with other comedians, and you just came up to me and were like, "Yo, I do
One of
comedy.
them
Can I get on the show
Yeah,
one day?"
One of them I knew. My boy was actually telling me to go check out your show.
Uh-huh.
And then I ran into a girl there that I knew from a class, Megan.
Oh, okay, yeah, Megan. I
Shout
forget
out
her
to
last
Megan.
name, but yeah.
Sousa. And so she was performing there,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Hey, I see you're on the bill." And so it all kind of worked out. I was going there.
Right.
I was going there regardless. What's going on?
Right.
guys?
Hey,
Yo.
we got a guest that just came in the building. We've only been on a couple of minutes, so get your seat. Put your little headphones on.
apologize,
Sit right
brother.
here, brother.
Don't
What up?
apologize.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
can't hear nothing, man. What?
Wait, come on. Yeah, there you go. Come on, run this side so we get them cameras on you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really crazy when you like introducing somebody you've known damn near 30 years.
Damn, dude.
And
Has
I
it been
know
that long?
it's really been that long. But I just gotta say,
I thought
ladies
we
and
just
gen-
met like a couple weeks. No, go
No,
ahead.
come on now. I
go
mean, we
way
were
back, brother.
amateurs standing in line to do
Man.
stand-up comedy, and we got so many stories. We could literally talk just our relationship in this comedy game
Man.
for an hour. But
At least.
I gotta give it up. Big round of applause, Mr. Ruben Paul in the building.
What up, what up, what up, what up,
Ruben
what up?
Paul, the host of Ruby Tuesdays.
Yes, man.
And I mean, there's so many other things that I could say, but I just want to say this real quick, man. First of all, thank you for dropping by.
Man, thank you for having me, dude.
And
You
I
know,
was-
I love you, boy, for real. You
No,
know.
like real talk.
Yeah.
Like real talk. So you got the first intro. So we're just starting. I want to introduce this young lady to my side who's very talented.
Yes.
And she's a big part of the Funny Don't Stop show every week. Big round of applause for Dara. Give it up for Dara.
Wow, thanks,
Give it up
guys.
for Dara.
And then to the right here, this is a dude we call Fact Man.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Mr. Sid Brass. Give it up for Sid
What up,
Brass.
hey,
man?
Sam
What's up?
Brass?
What's up,
What, you,
bro?
man, you and Sam been rolling for a minute.
A long time. We were just
Yeah.
talking about, we known each other like 15 minutes, but we call him Fact Man because the nigga really knows the facts to everything. He can tell you how far it is from Jupiter to Uranus.
And it depends how deep you're going. You know what I mean?
Dude just knows the answer to everything. And then, of course, we got DJ Dano in the
Dano,
building.
we go
What
way
up, Dano?
back.
You know Dano
What
a
up,
long ass
Dano?
time.
What up, fam?
Dano actually started DJing on wooden turntables back in the day. So that's how long he's actually the first DJ to go, hell yeah. Before Dr. Dre, he said hell yeah. So that was
Oh my God.
Hilarious. Wooden turntables.
wooden turntables.
He takes such a good beating every week, though, and I love him for that.
People used to wonder why you would see him scratching with Band-Aids on. That's because of the splinters.
Oh, shit. God
You know, be blood all over the chin. So
up.
also, we got to give it up for my producer right here. Doc is in the building. Give it up for
Hey,
Doc, ladies and
Doc. What
gentlemen.
up, Doc?
You see how
Doc mean
cool he
business.
is?
Doc ain't smiling. He ain't doing nothing.
That
He
nigga
working.
is cooler than the other side of the pillow. You understand me? And then, of course, our audio visual, man. The reason why we look so fly every week on YouTube and all the videos and everything we do that goes viral, Mr. Raul. Give it up for Raul, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Raul.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Diddy, though, because Diddy is one of our sponsors every single week here
Oh, okay.
on the Funny Don't Stop show. I'm sorry we didn't save you any.
Damn.
We pre-gamed with this summer
What a
watermelon.
Man, you foul for that.
Do you
man.
drink?
Yeah, I drink.
I wish I had known.
Yeah, man.
We're
Come on,
drunk
18.
already. Jesus.
We were having a drink a couple
I
weeks
smoke
ago.
too. If anybody wants to.
Oh, times have changed.
Yes, times have changed.
You were a clean nigga when I first met you.
Hey, man. Things change, Alex.
And we got to give you, speaking of smoking, my good friend, Mr. Paul Pierce,
Okay.
another one of our sponsors with the new Vesper pens.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Rob, we call it, basically, he's known as The Truth.
The Truth.
One of the greatest basketball players of all time.
Absolutely.
Future Hall of Famer.
Inglewood.
Yeah, and now he is sponsoring weed.
Okay.
And
All right.
weed
Okay.
is a big part. Or how do they say it?
It's
CBD?
CBD, yeah.
Is
So
that the...
I hope that box ain't empty. Y'all finished the box too?
Oh, my God.
That's for pipe, baby.
Ruben, let me tell you something. We talk shit about anything and everything
Okay.
every single week. There's no
Everything.
Okay.
there's no bars
No
around us.
holds
There's no
barred.
you can't say this, you can't say that.
Oh, so
But
we
what-
can say whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Anything.
Well,
Uncensored.
First of all, I want to let everybody know that after this show is over tonight,
Yes.
we are headed straight over to Ruby Tuesdays
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
be a part of your show. So I want
At the
you
Laugh
to
Factory.
at
Yeah,
the
at
Laugh
the Laugh
Factory.
Factory. Yeah.
This
All
man
right.
is the host, and every single week I see him and I watch as if I've never seen him before, and I've been laughing at him for 25 years, man.
I
So you're
appreciate
funny
you,
as
man.
hell. Tell us about Ruby Tuesdays, man. Like,
Well,
how to get
tonight-
started and all that stuff.
Well, it got started. Man, we got to go way back. We got started one night. I get off the stage at the Laugh Factory.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Saturday night show. I was closing the 10 o'clock show. I get off stage. Jamie Masada, the owner of the Laugh Factory, goes.
Shout out to Jamie Masada.
Shout out to Jamie
Yes.
Masada, who loves you, by the way. We
Man,
had
and I
lunch
love him
today.
too. You know all of us that go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes, Buddy. He goes,
That's him.
that's how.
He's
Buddy.
Persian or Armenian? We never knew. Huh?
He's Iranian.
Oh, I was
He's
all
an Iranian
I was
Jew.
all off. Okay.
So he goes,
Hello.
Buddy. I watched you for years, buddy. You one of the best comics around. He goes, people need to know who you are. He goes, have you ever thought of doing a night? And I go, I don't really want to do no night. You know how much
it's
work
a headache,
it is.
dude.
It's a headache, dude.
Doing it every week.
And
man.
he was just saying, I'll back you. He's like, I'll put your face on the marquee every week.
That's dope.
And he goes,
Come on,
I
exactly.
guarantee you, in 2 years, your life will be totally changed. And he goes, it kind of breaks my heart. And in other words, it wasn't, I've done well for myself. We've
you
done
sure
well.
have.
But we probably
still in the game, relevant after 25 years.
One thing that we get a lot, and me and Alex have talked about this. People think that we should be bigger than what we are.
Right.
And that's kind of what Jamie
And it's
felt.
relative.
It's relative,
to me
dude.
because you got to
That
look
is
at like I
relative.
can't judge my success off of Will Smith, Kevin Hart,
Come on,
Dave
man.
Chappelle. Like
You
all
can't.
those dudes respect us, but
Exactly.
we all have different lanes on how we get there. I look
different
at it,
paths, man.
Yeah, and I look at it like this: if I never told another joke in my life, and I'm being honest, for the fact that I was able to get married to a beautiful wife and have beautiful children and be able to see the entire world, I thought about it the other day. I have literally traveled the entire globe because of jokes.
Come on, man.
God bless me in His way of
Come
blessing
on.
me.
That's
Not that just
amazing.
me being,
Amen.
I didn't do
I love that.
97
Yeah.
movies, but I've done 25 movies.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I've made millions of dollars doing this. So
Yes.
you can't go off of, I think you should be, no, it's going to happen in
Not at all.
God's time, right?
Exactly, dude. And Dom Herrera, the great Dom Herrera,
Of
who you
course.
know.
Yes, we know Dom.
He said one thing. He goes, I did his podcast, and he goes, Ruben, we make a living doing stand-up comedy.
What we love to do.
What we love to do. He's like, we're successful. Now there's whatever your perspective is, whatever you
Of what success
of what
is.
success
Like you
is.
said, it's all relative.
It's all relative. Like Alex said, to be able to, and this has happened, I was in South Africa, and you wake up
Come
in the
on,
morning and
man.
go, I'm in South Africa telling jokes.
That's what I'm
That's
talking
incredible.
about.
You know?
Ruben and I used to talk about it as young comics, bro. We used to be like, there's no plan B for us.
There's no plan B.
I'm not even lying to you.
No plan B,
I went
son.
to college for 20 minutes, you
Yeah,
guys.
come on, man.
There was no,
I went
if
for an
jokes
hour. I
don't
went for
work
an
out-
hour and 30.
Yeah. He got me beat. You deserve a goddamn degree and shit. You know what I mean? But it's one
Yeah.
of those kind of things where, this was the path that we chose.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to thank God. It's like the same way you said you were in South Africa.
Yeah.
I was laying up in my hotel room in the North Pole. Nigga, I am across the street from Santa Claus' house, and I see the reindeers in
Yeah.
front of the house.
And you
And I'm
know-
like, I grew up off of 69th and
Come
South
on, man.
Central. You can't tell me
Come on.
God's not good, and He didn't bless us with something to be able our contribution to this earth.
You
Yeah.
have a
Yeah, let
gift-
the church say amen.
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 Hallelujah.
You have a gift to make people laugh and to make people smile and feel good about themselves where they're having a shitty day, and you never
Yeah.
know what someone's going through that pays
Exactly.
money to come to your show.
A room full
The
of
platform-
strangers.
Yeah, and like how you said, you're measuring success, and there is no measuring. And what I love that you're able to do is that you have your own night.
Yeah.
You're able to give so many comics
Yeah.
a chance to be seen and heard. That
And-
is,
and-
that's rewarding in
And to
itself.
get back to what Ruby Tuesdays is about, we came up doing strictly black rooms. And
absolutely.
when one thing
And
that
there's
I
only a
told
few
Jamie-
of us
it was
like
only-
us that were able to go both ways
to be
and
able
do
to go
black
both
and
ways.
white. Right?
Absolutely. So when I started Ruby Tuesdays, one thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to have a show where I can put the best comics, no matter what racial background they
Exactly.
are, and put them all on one show. And selfishly, as a black man, I know a lot of great black comics who get stuck on black nights at all these clubs that don't get exposed to mainstream audiences.
Not to interrupt you, but you and I were in this game before there was black nights at clubs.
Come on, man.
See,
Come on, man.
eventually it became the Black Night at the Improv.
the Black Night.
Nothing against the
Nothing against
chocolate
it.
Sundays and holla at your boy Wednesday. All up in your motherfucking Sundays. Chocolate and hot sauce Fridays. Like when it
Come
was
on, man.
just the comedy club
Yeah.
and whatever it was. And that helped us develop our style. Because I love when I walk in the room, dude,
Yeah.
and I see you destroying. And I'm like, motherfuckers there's 13 different nationalities in this room.
Come on, man.
When I'm looking at an Iranian, Chinese, Jamaican dude.
Come on, dude.
and
Come
he's
on.
dying at your jokes.
Yeah.
It still motivates me 25 years later.
Yeah.
I walked in there last week and saw you destroying on stage. It's like we're peers.
What is
I
peers?
feel good for you.
And,
you know what I
you're
mean?
not a hater, and I'm not a hater. And let me
Yeah.
tell you, man, for your peers to come up to you and go, man,
That shit was
I am
funny.
laughing like I don't know you, like I've never
Dude.
seen you before. And it's the
Dude.
same way. I was telling somebody the other day, and we'll talk about it more on my
Yeah.
show when you come do it,
Yeah.
is Alex has one of my favorite jokes of all time, Carjacker of the Year award.
I don't
You
even remember
that one.
how
Oh
to do
my-
that.
I know,
Can you
dude.
tell me my joke, nigga? Exactly.
That's
So-
circa 1942.
No,
No,
man.
that was
Alex
circa
used to have-
1992,
I won't
91,
do it justice. I won't do it justice.
Can you
but,
give me the gist
but
of it,
Alex
though?
used to go, man. You know, carjacking is an art form out here in LA. Brothers be jacking anything. And he goes, pretty soon they're going to have the Carjacker of the Year award. And then he'd act like he was at an award show.
Oh, like the Oscars.
And then he go, like the Oscars. And he goes, and the winner is Pookie from Compton. He go, oh, thank you. Oh, man. Man, you guys are so calm. I mean, shit, who do I got to thank? I like to thank Nissan. I like to thank Toyota. He started naming, oh, my. Dude,
you're going to make a small tear come out my
Oh, I
eye.
was gonna say
son.
you can make me all emotional.
Dude, you just gave me a chill. You know what's so funny when somebody goes, do you still do the joke about?
Yeah.
And you're going,
I don't
dude,
even
I would have
remember.
to see my own tapes.
Exactly.
remember-
That was like one of my first jokes he did.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, because he's known me from
that's
the
like a
beginning.
25-year-old joke.
Easy.
But one thing
Easy.
that I would say is
and
Alex
it's
is
still relevant till today.
It's still relevant
Exactly.
today.
Still works.
And
You know what
that's
it's
good
like?
writing.
You know what it's like, Ruben?
What?
Good writing.
Timeless.
And it's like good music.
Yes.
An
Yes.
album that was made 25 years ago and you can play it today and it's like the shit came out Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in our business.
And one thing that Alex had, and I think I have, and some you see it lacking, is his work ethic. I mean, we wrote jokes constantly all the time, so I'm not surprised. I had to record I just recorded a comedy album.
Oh, dope.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you.
Mazel tov.
Big round of
Thank you.
applause,
Appreciate
Dano.
that.
Big round of applause for his
applause.
comedy album.
So
And what's the name of it?
Where can we check it out? Where can we
it's
check it out?
coming out soon. We
Okay.
just finished it, but the whole concept of the album was there's just so much material that I've written over the years that no one's ever heard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you got a lot of stuff no one has ever heard.
I gotta look back at jokes that I wrote that I just never got to.
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's crazy. And one thing I was always good at, I always dated my jokes on paper. So I'll go back and look at a joke and it'll say December 5th, 1997. And I will bring that shit back this week and I won't tell the people.
Nobody would know.
Exactly.
We
No,
But
wouldn't
it
know.
just goes to show that's how I was thinking back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to interrupt you, but
No.
I want you to also tell us about your podcast, the Best of Everything podcast. Because
Yeah.
tomorrow,
You're gonna be on the
I'm
Best
going to
of
be on
Everything.
your show.
Yes.
First of all, I appreciate you coming to our show.
Of course, man.
Tell us about your podcast with Johnny Sanchez,
I do it with
one of the funniest dudes ever
One
also.
of the funniest dudes ever. He has
Started
stories.
out with us.
He has stories. He has stories about you that I didn't even
I-
know. He's
I-
like,
I
I met
can't wait to
Alex
hear
at the store. But it's a podcast
gotta hear
that,
this.
yeah,
That's tomorrow.
it's
Yes.
a podcast that me and him do together, and basically, you know, I think language is overused today in today's society. Like everything is brilliant, everything is genius, and all
it's
this,
not.
and it's not. And
And it's not.
and one
exactly.
thing that I wanted to do is not in a controversial manner, but when somebody talks about, like, somebody goes, man, such and such is my favorite comedian or my favorite singer or my favorite this or my favorite that, ask them why. And a lot of times if somebody goes, that's brilliant, why do you think that's brilliant?
And they might not be able to tell
And
you.
they can't
Because
tell
they're
you.
so used to using those words.
Exactly.
And we're not being haters. We're just telling
No,
the
it's-
fucking
We just
truth.
tell the truth.
It's a big word because words have a lot of
A
meaning.
lot of meaning.
One word
Yes.
can change the whole dynamic of a conversation and a tone.
Absolutely.
One word.
So on a show like this, we just started talking about different things, and it's not to put somebody down because somebody can educate you by telling you
Oh, yeah.
how they feel about something.
Of course.
So we challenge subject matter, and then we get people on the show who are at the best of what they do.
Right.
So Alex is one of the best at what he does.
Thank
so
you
he's
very
gonna
much,
be on the
Ruben.
show.
I appreciate
I
that,
have the
man.
great Michael Bearden, who's going to be on the week after Alex, who is Michael Jackson's musical director. He's Lady Gaga's musical
I saw him
director.
there last
You know
week.
Mike?
Yeah, I know Mike.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So he's going to be on the show, and we just had great guests.
Right.
You know, come on the show, just talking about their journey
Right.
and what makes them do what they do,
Right.
and how they got to where they are.
I love that.
So real
That's
quick,
dope.
one more big round of applause. Ruben,
Yeah,
Ruben
yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, if you want to talk to Ruben, if you have any questions right now, too, we want you to
Definitely
give us a
call
call,
us in.
310-986-6610. Again, that's 310-986-6610. And also,
will be here.
Sad Brass, tell them about where they can check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, you can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show. Go on there, like it, and subscribe.
Absolutely.
And Savvy's on his way.
Savvy's on his way.
on the way.
Savvy Speaking of Savvy, he's a big sports fan, and I wanted to wait, but I don't know how long he's gonna be. So, and Ruben, I know you love
know I'm a
sports.
huge sports fan.
So I
He
wanted
should
you
be
to
here
hop
any
in
minute.
on.
He'll be here any minute.
I wanted you
But-
to hop in on some of these topics, man. First
Ruben,
things
I want to
first.
ask Ruben a quick question.
Yes, go for it. Say
You
it.
know, given the state of like comedy right now, a
Yes.
lot of like trade magazines and bloggers are talking about comedy stores and basically comedy clubs at an all-time low. How, of course, you're at one of the most popular comedy clubs right now, but
Yeah.
how do you see the industry changing now that so many people aren't going out to comedy clubs anymore, and it's more of a destination for Hollywood with the Comedy Store and
Well,
improv?
I look at it like this. You know, I do a weekly show, so it's always hard to get people to come out to
On a weekly basis, if you don't
show.
have huge names and
Yeah,
stuff like
but
that.
I think in certain aspects the tide is turning with shows like Alex, with shows like mine, podcasts. A lot of comedians have some of the top podcasts out. Like Joe Rogan has one of the top
Exactly.
podcasts out.
Exactly.
Mark Maron has a huge podcast.
Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla,
yeah.
Theo Von. There's a lot of podcasts, a lot of successful shows. So that in turn is bringing people
Very
back
much
out
so.
to the comedy
Because it's
club.
conversation when we're doing this, and there's people will always want to go see it live.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I don't care how big social media ever gets.
Yeah.
People still want to sit down, whether you're with a wife, a girlfriend, a date, and watch some live entertainment, and comedy is one of them.
Feel the energy, see the emotions, and feel
And
that
here's
in the
but
room.
here's
Yeah.
the interesting thing about you know, getting to what Sad was talking about is, you know, this generation, they grew up watching comedy on YouTube.
Very
so
true.
a lot of industry, as you know, they don't come out anymore. So one thing that I always say is I don't care how funny you think somebody is on a video or on Instagram or
Absolutely.
if they're the real deal, come see them live and they're
Come
going to be
on, man.
way
Preach.
funnier
Yes.
than they ever were on. Now, if they're funnier on video, that's probably because they whack in real life.
Exactly.
Period.
Thank
You know,
you.
Period.
but most
Exactly.
comedians,
We talked about
most
that.
Yeah.
comedians, as funny as you think Dave Chappelle is when you see him on a special, he's 10 times funnier live.
Oh,
As funny as you
Absolutely.
think Alex Thomas
Absolutely.
is on a video, you come and see him, he's 10 times
You know
funnier.
why?
than that.
Because one thing us real comics can do, yes, we have bits. Yes, we have those jokes that you came to see, right?
Yeah.
But the freestyle part,
Come on,
just
man.
us being who we are,
Yes.
that's the part you weren't expecting.
the improv.
And that's the part to be like, oh my God, when you said blah, blah,
But-
is that one of your jokes? I'm like, no, that
Nah.
shit happened tonight.
Right off the cuff.
That shit happened off the
My
top of the
thing
dome.
is, I know y'all probably wouldn't attest to this, but my thing is the crowd is starting to become whack. Not just the comedians, but the crowd itself is whack.
It
You know,
can
when you're
be.
looking
we
at these
can't
Gen
ever blame
X's,
crowds,
But-
but I hear what you're saying.
But I
These
would
Gen
say this.
X's, they're not adapt to sitting still for a long time.
Yeah.
That's
they
the
wanna
millennials.
interact. They want to actually talk. That's the thing about YouTube and social media. They're so used to be able to
Yes.
project their opinion.
Yes.
So when
You
I go to these shows,
hecklers? You mean like hecklers?
just want to talk, laugh. Hey, yeah,
But-
girl.
Yeah,
Oh, you know,
they
people
almost don't know
just,
Yeah.
comedy club
They can't-
etiquette.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Etiquette.
They can't even sit still right now in their
Because
attention span.
they don't have the
you know?
attention span.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing, Seth, and Alex can attest to this. Any comedy room, and especially a weekly comedy room, the audience is a reflection of the host.
Period.
So,
You're the quarterback
Yep.
and you set the tone.
and after a while, if you're going to be there every week, people are going to come there to see you because
Absolutely.
they know you're going to be
Absolutely.
there. And what happens is those millennials or those people who don't want to get along with the program and be what we would call a good audience, they're not going to come back.
They wash
Yeah.
away.
They wash away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's great about doing the hard part is doing a weekly show, but the great part is when you do a weekly show, after a while, once it catches traction, the people
Yeah.
in that room are going to
Yeah.
be people that
It's
you
like you're
want in that
grooming. It's
room.
like you're grooming them.
Grown.
grown. Yeah.
Grown.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah,
comedy,
that really
the
respect
art.
comedy. And the cool thing about Ruby Tuesdays, it's a mixed crowd.
Always.
From top to bottom.
Love it.
And it goes literally from ages 18
cool.
to 55.
Yep.
And it helps you as a comic too.
Yeah.
It really does help. There's been times where I go to the Laugh Factory. What's crazy is Ruben and I have both done every single comedy club in America.
Yep.
But the Laugh Factory, hands down, and I'm not just saying that because that's like our home club. It's definitely one of the one or two top comedy clubs in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Consistently.
I don't know if it's the acoustics. I don't know if it's the way it was built.
The energy.
It's
The energy
just
of it, the
amazing, and
history.
it always has been that. And I've always loved the mixed crowds.
Yeah. And
Even
it-
on Black Nights,
It's, dude,
still
it's still.
sprinkles
You can feel
of
the
other
history.
people.
Yeah.
You can feel the history when you walk in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Feel like
absolutely.
the
And then
conversation
even when Alex was going to Israel,
Yeah.
he was like, yo, man, let me come run this set before I go to Israel, because he knew at my show there's going to be
You hit it on the nose.
there's going to be he knows, like, okay, if I go to Rube's show, I know everybody's going to be in the room, so I can really workshop
And I went to his
these
show
jokes.
3 weeks in a row to get my set ready for Israel, because certain rooms, and nothing against them, but the all black rooms for the shit that I was doing in Israel, I'm being honest, I couldn't work it out there.
We talked about it on the phone. We were talking. I said, "You hit it on the schnoz."
Yeah.
You hit it on
I
the
couldn't even
schnoz.
work it out there, because that's the stuff that I would kill in that black room. I didn't even touch in Israel.
And this is how global comedy is. He's doing comedy in Israel, and then when you came and see me when you was at the show the other week, there was a cat from Nigeria.
I saw that in the front row.
Yeah, and he's bringing me to Nigeria in September to do shows in Nigeria.
See how shit happens.
Yeah, that's seeing me in LA at a comedy club, but he's able to look at me.
He knows if he got you and he understood you, they're gonna understand.
That's
his
exactly
people
what he said.
Are gonna understand you and everything. Real quick, because we only got a couple minutes, because you gotta run. Damn, I did wish you didn't have to run so bad.
I mean, I know you got other people come in, but I got time. If you know,
no. I'm not exaggerating. I'm about to put you on blast right now. Okay. I need you to look at your watch right now.
Okay.
And honestly, tell me how much more time.
I can stay until 9.
What the fuck? Because I was literally, I told them you got to be out.
Yeah, I'm good. I got somebody covering for me. I just got to walk through the door and go on stage and host.
Let's talk right into this shit. Let's talk about this NBA shit right now. Man. Let's first talk about the Russell Westbrook move to Houston. I guess I'm gonna start off with Said, because Said, you're a Houston dude. I mean, you're from Chicago, but you lived in Houston for a long ass time.
Okay.
What the fuck is gonna happen now? For the fact that they got to the playoffs, how they got to the playoffs by Westbrook teaming up with his old buddy James Harden. What's immediately gonna change, and what's gonna happen in your eyes?
I think it's a good move. First off, I thought that CP3 was a virus in the locker room and a virus to the growth of James Harden, and those two just couldn't mix. So when it happened, even with the salary space that they cleared up by getting off the bad contract that CP3 had, I thought it was a good move. Now, on the basketball court, I think it's a great move as well. I think a lot of people are going to sleep. Of course, everybody's talking about how much ball dominance that each player has, but I think one's going to set up the other, because the way that they are ball dominant is very different, with the fact that James Harden popping up threes and the fact that Westbrook is going to be penetrating to the hole. So I think it's going to be actually a good look from a basketball sense from watching it.
What's your feeling, Ruben Paul?
Okay. Now,
when a nigga says okay,
I know, right?
let me just say this. I do
either okay or first off.
I do think it was a good move to bring Westbrook in. But I think D'Antoni has to go.
No doubt.
Now,
is he?
Yeah, I agree.
But are you just saying that, or that might really happen?
I think he should. I know they're talking about it.
They're looking at him like he's a great coach.
Well, you know, the owner already wanted to put him on an incentive-laden contract where he was like, "Yo, I'll give you $1 million for every playoff series you win, whatever."
Oh,
he just wants to. He wants to put incentives on it. Now, the whole thing with CP3 is he called him a virus, and from what I heard, he is an asshole to play with. But to be honest with you, the way he wants to play is championship basketball. He wants to share the ball. He wants the ball to move. Harden is like,
and you need a distributor. You need a point guard.
Yeah. And to me, is just a coach that can make them gel. A coach that they respect. Everyone tries to shit. I can speak for everyone tries to shit on Russell Westbrook, right?
Yeah.
But how? How can you shit on this dude that
people try to call him
a triple double?
And they try. You can average it. He averages a triple double, but people try to say he's selfish. Now, my whole thing is this: if you really think back. A lot of us are old enough to remember. Right. What did they say about Michael Jordan before Phil Jackson came? What did they say about Kobe Bryant before Phil Jackson came? Russell Westbrook has never had his Phil Jackson. He's never had his Pat Riley. He's never had his Greg Popovich.
Very true.
He's just had these coaches.
Very true.
Now, if you go to OKC, they had Billy Donovan and they had the other cat that they fired and moved to Washington.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know.
And these are guys that don't demand that type of respect. So you had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden
as youngsters,
Serge Ibaka,
before they really all found themselves. We knew they were a team full of superstars. Like, I want to say something. Savvy Amusing just walked in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Big round, Savvy Amusing.
Yo, what up?
up, y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Savvy Amusing has just been added to Ruby Tuesday tonight to do a nice little guest spot.
Yes, sir.
Big round of applause for Savvy Amusing.
Yo,
He'll be in the building.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you, Ruben, for having me, man.
Hey, man.
You know, I've been sitting back admiring for a long time, man. So now that I'm able to step on that classic, iconic stage, it's a blessing, bro.
Oh man, well you know the right man. You know Alex knows everybody.
He knows people that fucking know people. You understand me?
Alex calls you up and if he vouches for you, it's all love, man.
Hey, I gotta say something real quick. I gotta say something good. Now that you can just hop in on this, Savvy, because you're a sports fanatic, right?
Yeah.
So this is a real basketball question that I'm posing, and whoever wants to hop in, they can hop in. Being that Russell Westbrook is like the king of triple doubles right now, and we all know that Harden can get one with his eyes closed any night.
Mm-hmm.
How? You stepped on it, you touched on it, said. But honestly, if both of these dudes are used to having the ball that much,
coach.
how is that going to work out? Now, does that mean? I guess I'm asking a two-part question. Is somebody or both these dudes not going to average triple doubles this year? And who takes the back seat and goes, yo, dog, I'm gonna let you.
No, I think Westbrook is
going
gonna have to play off ball. Definitely, Westbrook is gonna have to play off ball. But I don't think it's gonna be as dramatic as people think.
They're
gonna be
friends.
stretches. There's gonna be stretches when one of them is on the bench and the other one is playing.
True.
So Westbrook is gonna be
So
able
you
to get it
always
off.
be strong on the court.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we negate people's relationships.
Yeah.
Like they're boys. So
Yeah.
as friends, they talk outside like, yo, dude,
No, real talk.
this is what we need to do to win. What do you think? They can have real conversations like, how do you want to play?
They're gonna have
you
to
know,
have that talk.
And you got to realize too, Alex, the great spurt that both of them went on was by necessity. It
Yes,
wasn't by
very true.
their own design. Remember, everybody was out. Chris Paul, everybody was out, and Harden just went on that stretch where he was just 30,
40
averaging
a night
30.
every
He had
night.
to,
And then
because he
the
had to
second-
do it.
He had to
do
do
it.
it.
He had to do it.
And then the same thing with Westbrook.
Yeah.
His partner was hurt too.
Yeah.
And so he went on that triple double. So it's like, yo, I'm here by myself. I got a ball. So I think a lot of people think that they're gonna basically be these players when they were in ISO ball because they were the only players. But I think they'll go back to traditional basketball and flow in a natural state.
And the irony of it with Russell is, people try to call him selfish, but when he played with Durant won league MVP.
Yeah.
And Paul George was like third in MVP voting, playing next to the quote-unquote ball hog, the selfish dude who averages a triple-double.
True.
And they both led in assists.
Yes.
That's what people forget too.
That's,
They
and
both
what
led in
people
assists
forget?
last
It's
two
kind of like
seasons.
similar with LeBron in LA. So if the big talk in LA is like, we need a point guard. Who's going to be the point guard? LeBron James,
100.
who has brought up the ball his entire career. We just kind of overlooked that because he's 260 pounds and he's 6'8". But let's not forget a man by the name of Magic Johnson, who was the first big, huge point guard. What were you going to say about the
I was
Lakers?
speaking of the Lakers, what do you think? There's a lot of chatter about Chris Paul getting his contract bought out.
Hey,
by
man,
OKC
I know
and
one
coming
thing.
to the
I
Lakers.
would
What you
love
think
that.
about
That would help us. Well, Savvy, what do you think about if
That's-
Chris ran the point here
Would
in
not work.
L.A. with one of his best friends, LeBron James?
Man, okay, I look at it two ways, man. One way I look at it is it seems to me like every team Chris Paul has been on, there's been a problem. There was a problem when he was in New Orleans. He wanted out. Then he came to the Clippers. There was a problem with the Clippers. He wanted out. He goes to the Rockets. Then there's an issue there so bad to where they trade him, And him coming to the Lakers, I believe that he fits. He does fit. He fits right there with AD. He fits right there with LeBron. He's bringing up the point. I believe he should have been there years ago when that trade was vetoed.
Don't make me think about that.
Don't even get me on that,
I'm still
man.
mad
I'm
about
still
that
mad
shit.
about that too, man.
Don't even get me started
Still
on that
mad
shit.
about that.
Jesus Christ.
Stern was a sucker for doing that, man.
Yeah, that was just wrong. I think
was
that was
wrong.
one of the first times in NBA history it's even happened.
It was.
I don't want Paul there for basketball reasons.
Yeah, right,
I
right,
don't
right.
understand it. Basketball reasons. What the hell?
Well, I know Chris Paul and Rondo hate each other.
They hate each
supposedly.
other.
That too. That was
Oh,
the next thing I
he
was
did
gonna
spit
say.
on
They
it, so
hate
that might
each
not
other.
work.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got something else I want to talk about, right? Again, this is just real basketball talk, right? So I just personally have a problem with guys changing jersey numbers. When you go from this team to that team, don't get me wrong, I get it. Kobe, I'm an LA dude. I love the Lakers to the day I die. I love first dude to only get 2 jerseys retired.
Right.
I understand.
Mamba.
At 8, he won, and then he went through some personal problems in his life, came back 24, wanted to flip the switch. So I see, and then the next big dude to do it, It was LeBron James when he went from Cleveland to Miami and with number 6 and then ended up winning championships.
Yes.
Now it's just seemed like it's like a joke now. So now Kevin Durant's going from 35 to 7. But I guess I'm just old school, you guys. But you would have never seen that back in our generation. I'm sorry, I couldn't see Larry Bird. Huh?
You're allowed to switch numbers like that?
You're not really allowed to, because you actually, I'm glad you bring that up because Jordan actually got fined for that. But I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. I hate you wouldn't have seen Larry Bird go from 35 to 5.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen Magic Johnson go from 32 to 9. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, Jordan was the first one I remember when he came back with the 4.5. Right.
Do you know the story?
No.
Does anybody here know the story?
I don't.
Nobody? I'm just asking before I say it.
I remember the story. But go ahead, Alex.
Okay.
Drop it, Alex.
Because I
I'm from the shop.
I'm a sports fanatic.
I'm from the shop,
Me too.
so I know.
So here's what a lot of people don't know. How about that was his favorite number growing up as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
That was his number in high school.
Okay.
His older brother had number 45.
Okay.
So since he couldn't get the number, he wanted to get half of 45, which was 23.
Yeah.
So what happened was when he left to go play baseball, just to be different, so it wouldn't be the same as 23 in basketball, he thought he was going to be a baseball star. It didn't work out, and that was the year when his father got murdered.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened was he changed to 45 to play baseball. Came back thinking like, you know what? Let me try to flip the page and do something different on my comeback. So what happened was, if you remember, during that comeback year, here's the cold part about it. He played 22 games with the number 45.
Yeah.
And on the 23rd game,
He switched up.
he switched back to 23. And he said one of the main reasons I changed back was that was the big game when those
lost
young
to
Orlando Magic,
yeah.
those kids,
When he got
beat
his
him.
pocket picked.
He got his pocket picked by Nick Anderson. And something that Nick Anderson said in the post-game interview made Michael Jordan say, oh, no,
I'm going
fuck
back.
that.
Yeah.
So what happened was Nick Anderson, who grew up in Chicago, idolizing, wearing his shoes, was wearing the shoes when he took the ball from Michael Jordan. They asked him, so what was your feeling on that? He goes, I'm going to be honest with you. Mike is not the guy he was before he went to go play baseball. He goes, and I stole the ball from 45. He goes,
Not 23.
He goes, if it was 23, I probably wouldn't have got that ball. What? Michael Jordan heard that shit and was like, stitch my shit up right now. 23, I'm going back to 23.
And came back and won 3 more.
And won 3 more consecutively.
3 more.
I was never a big Jordan fan growing up in Chicago. It was
Really?
crazy.
How and why?
It was crazy,
Said
man.
me either. I wasn't either. I was not
But
a
he
big
was
fan.
but he was living in Chicago.
I live in Chicago.
I get
I think,
that.
I think
I
it was
wasn't a
probably
Jordan fan
because
either.
I lived in
Well,
Chicago.
I'm curious. I'm curious
Yeah,
why.
tell us.
Man, I was
Go
always,
ahead, Sad.
I was always a personality guy, man. And being around Michael Jordan and being in the city with him, he was a real jerk, man. I can
Kobe was in his early years.
I can vividly remember a basketball camp that he had. And every year, Michael Jordan would have a basketball camp and never come to the camp. It was the Jordan camp. He never came to the camp.
Are you
He would
serious?
come
His
for the-
brother didn't show
he
up? A
came
nigga
for-
that looked
he
just
came
like
for the
him?
first day. He would come the first day and,
This is
take
This is
pictures.
Jack Jordan. Mike couldn't make it.
He a
Yeah.
plumber.
Yeah, Phil
He come in a
Jackson.
plumbing outfit.
Niggas got 23 tools.
Crazy.
He's got 23 wrenches, and he's a plumber.
And he do the work with his tongue out.
The coaches were running. Phil
did not know
Jackson
that.
and John Paxton were running camp. He come the first day to do the photos. It was just a bad vibe. I didn't like his energy. Every time that I met Michael Jordan, I was a big Craig Hodges fan.
I remember Craig Hodges,
then
number
I seen-
14.
I seen this dissension between Craig Hodges and Michael Jordan, and that was probably the beginning of my wokeness because I was a big Craig Hodges guy. He came to the games with his kufi on. He had a kente cloth. Type.
A leather medallion, Africa around us.
Yeah, he was coming
Nigga
like,
looked like
whoa.
he just left a Public Enemy video.
Yes, he would come to the tunnel with all his
He be
African
down under the
dashiki.
table stretching with Chuck D. And Flavor Flav was helping him doing warm-ups in the layup drill.
He's a part of the X Clan.
Vainglorious.
This is for the red,
The black and the green. Sissies. That's us real over 35 live hip hop.
We just all aged ourselves with that right
How
there.
did you get to meet Mike? How many? You said you got to meet every time you got to meet him, or every time you met him, you weren't.
I
feeling
used
his
to
energy?
go to the games. I'd be in the tunnel. I went to the basketball.
Were you a ball boy, nigga?
Basketball camp.
Like, when did you get to meet? Like in passing, like when he slaps five. or you get to talk to him?
my mom worked for Quaker Oats, which
Okay.
owned Gatorade at the time.
Right. Wow.
So we always had
Corporate nigga, huh? This nigga had field passes. He's like, so when Scottie Pippen gave me his socks, Steve Kerr gave me his mouthpiece, and it was really sentimental.
No, you
I wanna
laughing.
be
Scottie
like
Pippen's
Mike.
sister lived down the street from my cousin, for real.
Phil Jackson gave my dad his tie, and he wore it to Bible study. No, finish what you were saying.
No, I answered it. I
Oh my
answered
God.
it. She asked me how did I?
Yeah, how'd you get to meet him?
Yeah, those are the few times I got to meet him. His actually wife was very approachable. She was real super cool.
Yeah.
But I think that being in a city that was about African American upliftment, that was the one thing. It's no surprise Oprah's from there. It's no surprise Nation of Islam is there. It's no surprise Barack Obama came from there. So it's a very big social black awareness. I think people really don't pay attention to that.
Chicago, yeah.
And for Michael Jordan to be the pinnacle of Chicago and not be as
I know what you mean. You just gave us some inside shit because the people in the rest of the world wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, Jesse Jackson, Rainbow Push Foundation. Everybody's is big in Chicago activism in the African American community, and to do absolutely nothing in the community.
No, I hear you.
It was a bad thing for me growing up as a kid. I was like,
I got a question for everybody, right? So we were talking about earlier about Michael Jordan, how he played two pro sports, right? And as we all know, wasn't a whole lot of people that ever did it. Because if it was that easy, there would have been a whole lot of people. The two obvious, the biggest ever was Bo Jackson
And Deion.
and Deion Sanders. I guess I'll start with you, Ruben. In today's sports, who do you think could actually pull it off and play two pro sports right now? Out of all these athletes, and I'm gonna ask you next, Savvy. So you got some time to think about it.
A modern day
Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, they can pull that off. People don't understand how much work that is. Baseball players play 162 games. They play literally from March to October. Baseball.
I don't think. I mean, Bo Jackson and Deion are extraordinary athletes. Like those aren't people that are walking around every day. What Bo Jackson did to be an all-star in baseball and a Pro Bowler in football,
exactly.
It's just unheard of.
In fact, he's the only dude to ever do it in football.
Exactly.
And Deion Sanders, a little fact is, he's the only player in pro sports history
hit a home run and get a touchdown the same day.
And one more, only guy to ever play in a Super Bowl and a World Series. So he played in the Super Bowl, several Super Bowls, Cowboys, 49ers, but in baseball he played when he was with the Yankees.
Yeah. But I think if we didn't have so much segregation at the time, Jim Brown was that guy.
He was.
Jim Brown was Bo Jackson before Bo Jackson.
How about I got a Jim Brown fact?
He was that guy. He was what? Not crochet.
No, you got real close. I'll say it. Lacrosse.
There you go.
So, but at the time, I think, which was like, I'm a historian. When it comes to like 1958, 59, right? He was the best lacrosse player in American college sports.
Exactly.
And the only black player, but there was no pro league. There was no next level to make money.
I'll tell you another.
So he also was a superstar on the Syracuse football team. And obviously, you play pro football, you can get a check. There was no checks in lacrosse.
Another spectacular athlete was Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield could have went
to the NBA. He was 6'6".
Come on.
6'7".
He was a beast. Another Jackie Robinson was a great football player.
A lot of people don't know that. He played at UCLA, also played baseball. His story was amazing also. So but when you think about it, the thousands and thousands of people, and I'm not just saying black, in general that have played all the team sports, no one's ever done both and been successful other than Bo Jackson
and Deion.
Deion. Savvy, what do you think? Who do you think in this day and age could actually go both ways and play pro like the nigga could play on the Cowboys and the Dodgers?
I feel
real talk.
I don't know about go both as far as baseball, but
sport.
I feel like the Greek Freak could be a beast of a tight end and still play some basketball.
Yeah, he'd be like a Randy Moss. What you gonna say, Doc?
Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Remember?
He played football
and he ran track
and
in the Olympics. But the only problem they said about Ronaldo Nehemiah was the nigga was playing football in track shoes. And you could accidentally slap him on his back and his back would break. That nigga was straight track. You could not tackle. If you tackled him, he was soft.
How hard did he play in the league? He played the football
15 minutes of a couple downs.
Yeah, he played for the 49ers.
Played for the 49ers, and that's about it. They just,
yeah.
Obviously being a wide receiver, thinking speed was everything. But remember, at
you
some
got to be
point,
able to catch,
and you got to be able to get hit.
The kid that plays for Arizona Cardinals, who got drafted, he's the first pick
right now.
Yeah, plays
Arizona
quarterback.
Cardinals.
He played from Oklahoma.
Light skinned kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You talking about the number one out of Oklahoma this year?
He gave up his
baseball.
His baseball. He would have been a high baseball.
You know who else has that history? John Elway.
Oh yeah.
John Elway had a choice to go to the Yankees or go to the Broncos to be the quarterback for the Broncos. Obviously, he went on to win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
But you would think baseball, you would stick with baseball because baseball players can play 20 years.
Yeah.
And you can make 20, 30 million in your 20th year.
Yeah.
Whereas football, like the NFL, you know what that stands for?
Not for long. Yeah.
It's 3 years, 3 games. It's such a barbaric sport.
Yeah.
You're just hoping and praying that you don't get hurt enough that you can't play.
Can I don't mean to take this on a
It's okay, do it.
twist, but
by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting here in studio with Mr. Ruben Paul, who is the host of Ruby Tuesdays every single Tuesday night
Hollywood
at the Laugh
Laugh
Factory. And after we leave here tonight, I'll be going over there, and also Savia Music will be going over there to hop on stage. So what were you saying?
Would you, as much as you are a huge sports fanatic like me, we love sports.
I'm a sports fanatic.
Would you let Legend play football?
It's so crazy you brought that up, brother. Why'd you bring that up?
Because
that was a huge topic with me and my wife this week, and I shut her down when I gave her what I'm about to say now.
Okay.
So my wife knows I'm friends. I'm not even exaggerating, only because you brought it up. I'm not. I know, and he knows, and Ted knows. I know 10 NFL Hall of Famers. And every single one of them told me, brother, whatever you do, don't put that boy in football. And these dudes are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Reggie Bush just told me that. Jerome Bettis just told me that. LaDainian Tomlinson just told me that. They're like, dude, it's just not safe. And you think about putting him in at Pop Warner. So if he gets in Pop Warner at 9 to 10 years old, by the time he gets to 8th grade, let's say, he's been struck in his head a billion times. I don't care if he had 10 billion yards and he scored 900 touchdowns. It's just they wouldn't do it. Obviously, they're not knocking it. They love it. It changed their lives. They were able to take care of their families, but it's not that sports. That's why I got them involved in so many things that, like, football is going to be the last. I'm going to fight that shit, dude. If I can get him basketball, baseball, golf. So just anything where he can get a college degree and not have to be. I don't know what I'm gonna do if my 9-year-old gets a broken leg.
Yeah, I hear you.
Or messed up knee.
Or spinal, the concussion.
It's real, man. It's crazy you brought that up.
You land on your neck when you're doing flips up in the air like that.
Well, if that's the case, what about boxing? You wouldn't let him box?
Wait, put that mic because I can't hear you. Say that one more time.
You wouldn't allow him to box either?
Absolutely not, and I'm gonna tell you why. He gonna do what his daddy does. We gonna train like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I don't hit nobody and nobody hits me. Nigga, I'm so nice on Instagram. I can't be getting busted lips when I got an audition tomorrow.
Haven't some comedians challenged you to some like sparring?
I have, but I'm very honest with them. I'm not hitting you and you're not hitting me. I'm an actor. I can act like Lil Floyd Mayweather.
Let me tell you something.
But I don't want him to be getting fucked up.
Let me tell you something.
I want him to know how to fuck somebody up. I want him to know how to throw a punch, stop this and that, but I'm not trying to get him to compete.
And let me tell you something about Alex Thomas. Any sport that you ask Alex to come participate in, he's gonna look like an MVP of whatever sport that is. If he plays golf, Alex is always the best dressed golfer.
Man.
If he's playing football, he's gonna show up with the headband, the wristbands, the mouthpiece.
Nigga, I'm gonna have the plays on my arm like the quarterback and shit.
Yo, we used to play. It used to be a group of comedians. We used to get together every weekend and play flag football
at Fairfax High School.
I played in high school. I played in college. There's a lot of athletes who come out there. Alex shows up. Alex is like, oh, y'all balling out there? I'm going to come through. I was like, Alex, you play football? It's like, I'm going to be out there. Alex shows up Saturday This nigga was dressed like Deion Sanders. Doing the end zone dance all the way to the field.
Hey, he's not lying.
I'm
He's
like,
not lying.
look at this dude. He had the towel hanging.
He's not lying.
Gloves. Headband.
Ruben, people used to be like, when I first started golf, they're like, nigga, eventually your game is going to catch up to your outfits. Because you look like you are on tour, nigga. And I couldn't hit a ball 3 feet. You think I'm bullshit?
This dude will come dressed
You
to
look
the
good, you play
nines.
good. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel.
That's a creed to life, though. You know,
Man.
to such how you look is definitely how you gonna.
Oh, we skydiving today? Nigga, I'm going to pull up with my own personalized parachutes. It's going to say AT, the Funny Don't Stop Show on my parachute. Nigga, do you know?
He ain't lying either, y'all. He is not lying.
And we were just talking about it last week, how like in basketball, how you were saying, no, I'm not going to do it. I said, well, you're an actor. You can go and perform and act like you know how to play basketball.
Yeah. Oh, I was
You're not
telling her
gonna do
about
it.
that too, Ruben. After, because you remember what happened with Chris Spencer, right? Damn near
Yes,
broke both legs.
absolutely.
People say like, why did you stop playing in celebrity basketball games? I'll say because when real athletes show up, when you're playing against Terrell Owens that can really dunk,
Come on,
this
man.
nigga's running plays, his ankles are taped up.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm an actor, I'm a comedian.
Exactly.
I'm not here to really do this.
Yeah.
No more for me. Hey, real quick, so Dara, every single week, our girl Dara here has an amazing segment that is hysterical, and we want you to chime in with us, all right?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, this segment is called What the Fuck? It's called What the Fuck, dude, because she got some crazy what the fucks shit that just is going on in this world.
Let's go.
Thank you. You know
And
what?
that's DJ Dano with the 5-minute delay.
Hey, listen, you know.
The nigga comes with the sound effect on Wednesday.
You know, better late than never. You know what I'm saying? Better late than never.
Dara, you don't do that little grunt.
Dano's on that Vesper.
Yes. He's on the Vesper and also the Jack Daniels.
And
Vesper and Jack Daniels.
and the Ciroc.
And a little hit of
the show,
Ciroc.
just so you know, the show is sponsored by Ciroc.
Okay.
He's sponsored by Jack Daniels. His personal.
Jesus Christ.
That's his personal sponsorship.
Every week.
I tell you,
Ruben, every
instead of
week.
Jack Daniels, Jack Dano.
Dano.
We have to make a shirt now of the Jack
Jack
Daniels logo.
Nigga, it'd be two turntables with a Jack Daniel bottle between.
Hilarious.
Jack Dano.
You got me.
All right, Dara,
Oh my
give us a
God.
what the fuck.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a what the fuck, you guys.
Give it to us,
So
Dara.
we got a little something here. This shit is fucking ridiculous. So this is all real news. A man in this actually takes place in Australia. That's not an Australian accent. Okay, so now we all know about the funeral business and how lucrative it is, right, guys? You
People are dying to get in.
Coffins.
That was just such an easy joke. All right, keep going.
Somebody's on. Thank you.
Yeah.
He is on point today.
Come on, roll it.
This one's on fire, a little spicy. All right, so, well, how's about being called the coffin confessor? Okay, this guy has a job and he's called the coffin confessor. This is a job that is a bizarre one and extremely funny to me that I had to share, and we'll definitely got to use this in some material. This is too fucking good. So this is in Australia. So a private investigator by the name of Bill Edgar gets requests from people on their deathbed to perform all sorts of favors and pays him great cash for their funerals to get pays them to get to get shit off of their chest. Like, so basically at their funerals, things that they couldn't tell their family when they were alive, they send this guy to their funeral to go and release a whole bunch of information.
What?
So example,
And he brings it back to the family.
he brings
because the guy dies.
at the funeral. This is real shit. I swear to God. So example. Let me give you examples.
Give us an example.
I know it sounds a little crazy, but it gets better. Okay. So he was asked to interrupt an elderly man's burial to tell his so-called best mate that he knew he was trying to screw his wife.
What?
Yes. Wow. Was that an effect or was that a real
Wow.
person?
That was an effect.
Okay. So that was a good one. So another example is so this man was hired to tell a dead bikie, like a dead biker, a biker's family that he was gay. So at the funeral, some of the bikers stood up and said, fuck off, in the crowd. So this man showed up to the funeral. This is like a hardcore biker dude, who passed away. This man on his deathbed told them, he said, listen, I'm going to hire you. I want you to go show up at my funeral and I want you to announce to everybody.
So he's hired to break the news to the family.
Oh my
that
God.
he couldn't do. But this is something you'd see in a movie. This is like some 3 funerals.
Like on the mic. Like tell everybody.
Just like he.
Oh, by the way,
I got a message.
So he actually showed up to a funeral, and a whole bunch of people in the crowd stood up and and said fuck off. But then some people turned around and said, hey, let's hear him out. So he basically said that once you get started doing this, everybody pays attention because you can tell this isn't made up.
Yeah.
Like, who is this person that just showed up at a funeral? You
and
know
has
what I mean?
all this information.
All this information
Yeah.
down to a T. So this man, Mr. Edgar, charges several thousands of dollars per funeral, varying depending on the request. Here's another example. It gets more interesting. So often Mr. Edgar has been hired to go to their homes and dispose of embarrassing items that the clients didn't have time to remove before they rushed to the hospital to eventually die.
So you could have been living in the house and didn't know the dude had a
Sex swings.
closet full of dildos.
Yo, I got a story.
How good, right? Go for
One
it.
of my friends he was on his deathbed and he had one of his homeboys who's like, yo, you got to go to my house, lift up the couch. He had like naked pictures of women and all kind of shit on his couch. He's like, my wife cannot find this. He's like, he was about to die. He's like, he didn't want to do that to her. Like, he's dead, and then she finds this shit.
Well, as long as it wasn't her family. Was it? His sisters with their assholes wide open, wearing his high school football jerseys. My wife cannot find these videos of the orgies that I had with my homeboys.
So you understand, Rube? You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Like there'll be
That's
sex swings.
crazy.
They found sex swings. He said you name it. He's seen it all. He's seen it all. He said you don't want items to be left
But
behind.
you would
like
think
a bottle
people-
of lube and swinging dolls and
Yeah,
shit. You know what I
but
mean?
you would think people at the funeral, right, that loved that dude.
Yeah.
It does look like, wait, what the fuck? How you gonna talk about my homeboy like that?
Yeah.
This nigga's dead, and you telling me they used to do anal gangbangs on him up at the at the service center?
I'd hire him, but I'd be petty. Be like, is there a George here? Ruben said, fuck you.
Ruben, I'm so glad you said that, Ruben. I'm so glad you said that because check this out. That same dude, how you got to remove items from the house.
Yeah.
So this man would actually make a video of him burning the items to show proof to the client before they died. Like, yo, I burned your shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like he would show him like, yo, I'm not fucking around. I'm not trying to mess anything up. I'm a good dude. You
Yeah.
know, da 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 da. But there was a lady in her 70s who she hired him to tell her husband that she's been having affairs for years behind his back. Wow. I'm like, shit.
Why would you want to tell
Oh,
somebody
that's
that?
funny.
Yes. Like, what do you benefit
she
in
didn't
that?
want,
Right.
she didn't want to. She couldn't tell him, and I guess and then let's see. Like you said, telling someone to fuck off. Telling certain people to fuck off. So this guy was also hired to show up at a funeral, telling certain people to fuck off. Where the daughter of the father who died said her dad would be so proud that you told his brother and sister-in-law to fuck off.
Say what?
So yeah, this man is basically a mouthpiece to come clean after they die
Basically.
And he's in Australia.
in Australia.
Might have to fly him in.
Right. Only problem is I hate to bring race up, but that's in Australia.
Yeah, that shit
But
would
I
work
doubt
in the
that's
black
not going to
community.
work in the black
Yeah,
Oh,
community.
then it's not gonna work in the
no.
hood.
Nigga, it will be shootouts at the goddamn.
We'll give him this ass whooping.
I just want to let y'all know, cuz, that all these years, the nigga was a blood. Nigga, a riot would turn out. This nigga done shot all kind of Crips. Nigga, he was notorious gangbanger, and the whole time, this nigga was a blood.
This nigga
I
was
knew
a
this shit
blood.
was gonna make you laugh. I knew that was gonna make you laugh. This is real shit.
Wow.
Someone's getting paid. I don't know. Would you get into that business if somebody offered you thousands of dollars? Would you?
Yeah, Ruben.
Would you go? Would you show up to a funeral
I'd do one.
and say your
I'll
mom was banging the postman?
I would do one.
and we found a rabbit in her.
I would want to do one funeral. Just, I think that'd be hilarious.
just one, right?
It would be hilarious, man, to show up to a group
You
of
would need
people.
security, though,
To a
dude.
group of people you don't know, and you just have a paper and go, "Is there a Susan here?"
And then when you're done, after you're done talking all this shit, right? You're like, yeah, such was gay. He had sex with 5 different men. He shot up that school back in '84 where all the people died, and then you just go like this. guys have a good day.
No, Alex, you know what the closer is? Alex, you know what the closer is? Hey, guys, don't kill the messenger.
Exactly.
Oh, that is hysterical.
The Funny Don't Stop Show.
Yeah, that would
glad
actually
you
be
got to
cool.
join
That'd
in on
be
that What
cool
the
though.
Fuck.
Man.
That'd
So
be cool.
glad.
You know, we have Savvy do the voices. You know, you come over and you do the voices, and they show
Oh
up.
no, he was a big fan of you, Savvy.
Yeah.
And he said at the funeral he wanted you to do 3 or 4 different impressions. He's like, look here, I need you to do Stephen A. Smith, Martin Luther King, and Magic Johnson, and tell everybody they can suck my dick. And these niggas weren't shit, especially my Uncle Terrence. Tell that nigga and Magic. In fact, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. If I told you, look here, before I die, I need you to tell off my Uncle Terrence in Magic's voice that he would never shit and fuck you because you never gave me no money to help me out with my life. Tell him that at the funeral.
Hey, look, this Magic Johnson. Look, I want to let Uncle Terrence know that Alex said that you ain't shit, and fuck you. Like Ruben said, don't shoot the messenger.
Yes.
All right, okay, Sam. All right, Sam. I'm looking forward to the night, Sam. All right, okay.
Oh, niggas funny. He got the impression down. So is it 9 o'clock now? Damn it.
Oh, yeah, it's 9 o'clock,
we're just
man.
going to have to come back on another
Man, I would
time.
love to come back, man.
You see how much fun we
It's so
have.
much fun, dude. I
Time
appreciate
will-
you guys,
I'm going
man.
to see you in like 30, 45
I'll see you in
minutes.
30 minutes. If y'all roll through, man, I got y'all.
No, we are coming through.
Oh,
We're
y'all
going to be up
coming
there
through.
tonight.
Okay.
Drinks are on Ruben.
Well, I don't know about that, baby. But it's a dope
Waters.
lineup. It's Alex Thomas, it's Rodney Perry, it's Chris Redd from SNL, it's the great Fraser Smith, and it's Eleanor Kerrigan. So it's gonna be a fun show.
And Savvy Amusing.
And Savvy.
Amusing.
And your headliner will be the one and only my brother Alex Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, thanks for coming down, Ruben. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, real quick, we got to take this quick picture.
So we're gonna
You
take
already started, you just went straight to him?
Let's go to
All right,
Dano.
we're going to take.
Let's do it.
So
Got this
Dano.
mix.
We're going on break right now. Yeah.
We're going to the mix with Dano.
All
Here
right,
we go.
real quick, we're going to take this quick picture.
Okay.
Sit back down like your headphones are on.
Dano, go Dano.
Whose phone is open?
Photo choreographer.
You know, we could have talked about that too.
Viceville, Arkansas, population 400, you feel me? And you listening to the Funny Don't Stop show on Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy Radio on Dash Radio. Feel me? That shit come on every Tuesday, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Oh, man. So what we're going to do is... Man. Wait, stop. I want to turn everything down. Oh, you hear this? Turn it up. Have some booty on my back of me. This is Young Lion. Oh, that's really? Yeah. Shut it up. But put your earphones on and don't look at the camera like you act like a party. Hey. What? But you can turn that Young Liar up, though. Hey, you can turn that shit up instead of looking at me. You turn that up, please. Hey. All right. So this is my character, Young Liar. Nigga, I know what you put that. Come on, man, that's it. Who produced the track? This dude named Press Play. It's called Booty on My Balcony. Hotter than the club. So I make sure.
From the Funny Don't Stop
Happy
Show.
birthday.
Right here on
to-
Dash Radio, Marcus King presents. Book 'em down, you get busted.
Yeah.
Young
Go
Liar's
hard.
killing them right now, man.
Goes hard in the paint.
That dude out of Batesville, Arkansas. That Young Liar's kind of crazy, right? Happy birthday to you. Yeah, that's his version of happy birthday. Hey, I got to give another big shout out to Paul Pierce, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. He dropped by our show last week and blessed the Funny Don't Stop show. Shout out again to Matt Barnes for the Athletes versus Cancer. iStar, Jerome and iStar. And Paul's now one of our new sponsors, the Vesper
And
Pens.
David Chen, too. Shout out David Chen.
Absolutely. David Chen. Shout out to David Chen, all the people that came together on that. We're
Dara,
back.
Don't that look like the Star of David? Don't that
Is it?
that
You know what?
kinda
I
look
didn't
like the
even
Star of
look at the
David?
box. It kind of does.
It's got a kind of
It
like a
kinda
Jewish
does.
vibe going on.
I'm loving it.
It's kind of got the
It's
Ashkenazi
got the
vibe.
killer bees.
Yeah.
You know, it's got the woo.
So if there's anybody that's interested in you do the vape pens and stuff like that and you vaping, make sure you check out the Vesper. It's called The Truth because, you know, obviously that was Paul Pierce's nickname on the basketball court. Again, give us a call, 310-986-6610. We want to hear what y'all got to say. I really want to know what people got to say about this damn Cardi B. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but she was in concert last week, and I guess she got a little carried away, and she threw off her weave into an ocean full of people, and they went crazy. And some chick got the weave.
And then she asked for it back.
Yeah, she asked for it back. Like,
She's
come
like, I
on.
was tripping. Wait a minute, that was an accident. I
Exactly.
got ahead of myself.
Hey,
Exactly.
you know
I think-
how much money these women out here paying for?
Well, that one in
Weed?
particular,
Expensive.
$12,000.
Yeah, of course I asked for that shit back.
In fact, I heard somebody on eBay right now is trying to sell her nasty, sweaty ass,
That's
wet
crazy.
dog smelling.
Jesus
weed.
Christ.
But listen, it was somebody else's hair from the start, so shit. Why not?
A poor pony in Alaska.
Nah, they using real
Oh, my
Indian
God.
women hair now.
No, that is true.
There's not even pony no more.
No, that's true. I think I saw something on A&E once, and there's like literally a small town, and I think it's called Lawiva in India.
Lawiva.
And you see a bunch of bald-headed bitches between April and March.
So how do you feel about the weave about Cardi throwing it out to the audience and now someone's gonna charge $12,000?
Yeah, what do you think about that, Sal?
I'm not surprised, man. If they would try to sell Michael Jackson's obituary after they went to the funeral,
Of course.
people are gonna try to find a way to capitalize off everything,
Anything.
even if it's a
Seriously.
goddamn weave.
Put it this way.
Cardi B.
Put it this way. If Michael Jackson was in the middle of doing Beat It in concert and he decided to cut one strand of his Jerry curl
Oh
off,
yeah.
I'm going to throw this to the front row. Niggas would go crazy.
You better believe it.
Over that piece.
I
You
would
better
take
believe
it.
it.
It's like, it'd be like if he threw off the glove and threw it in the audience.
Yes.
Oh, forget it. I
It'd
would
be in the
take it.
Smithsonian somewhere.
It would
Yeah,
be. I'd
yeah.
take it in a heartbeat.
Definitely.
Did you guys hear about Kanye West? There was some guy on eBay that was selling a bag of Kanye's concert air in a Ziploc bag.
Nigga,
If you don't
I'ma
knock
hurt
it
you.
off,
I'm gonna pull it
fucking
up on the
hurt
computer.
You better stop
I'm gonna
it.
hurt you.
$35,000.
Kanye Air is running for $3,500 now.
Kanye Air?
Yeah.
What the hell are
and
you
you know,
talking about?
Kanye
That sounds
probably mad.
stupid.
He ain't think of it himself.
Right.
With his ego.
No, with his
Probably-
ego, he
yeah.
probably would have sold it. You know, that's my. How would, in fact, right now, how would Kanye West do a commercial to sell his air and talking about it's the air from his concert?
You know what? Look, I want to tell y'all something, man. Look, this is Yeezy Air. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Y'all ain't got all the answers because y'all got to pay for my air. They say some of the things is best things in life are free.
Yeah,
But not Yeezy Air, nigga. You got to pay for that, nigga.
Calabasas air.
Calabasas Air,
Calabasas
nigga,
Air.
from Chicago.
From Chicago.
We gotta get
Chicago
some of that Kim.
Yeezy Air.
We gotta
Hey.
get some Kim air too.
So what I'm hearing, speaking of Kanye West, they say that this year in 2019, his whole Adidas empire with the shoes is $1.5 billion.
Absolutely.
In
That's
sales.
crazy.
What are your thoughts on it? Do you
That's
believe it?
crazy.
God.
I believe it.
Have you ever bought a pair of Yeezys?
I
Savvy?
haven't, but
Me neither.
I haven't bought them because I didn't like some of them. I bought them
didn't
because
either,
they
dude.
weren't,
I
they
didn't
weren't
either.
available to me.
You couldn't give them to me. Them shits is nasty.
I don't think they're hot either. I'm sorry, dude.
Man,
and you know
this
they
is
were
dope.
never in malls.
They are
It's
not.
not
No,
like
they're
when a
not in the
basketball.
mall.
They're never in the mall.
You can't go on Adidas and just grab a pair. They're not
can't.
there.
Yeah.
So I never even knew where to even buy them
they
from.
couture, man. This shit is hot.
The new ones look like orthopedic New Balance
This
shoes.
is
You
hot.
brought them
They
before?
real
This
fucked
is
up.
hot to me.
Wait, one at a time.
You said
Have you
couture-
ever bought
you
a
said
pair?
couture.
I never bought a pair, but
You have a pair.
I admire them.
They're high-priced socks.
No. He's talking about the new ones. The new ones. He
No.
talking about-
I get you some of the, but the first ones just look like socks with soles.
Right.
Yeah.
And I heard they'd be like $800-900. But
It's
then what I heard is
expensive.
when they really truly came out, they're like $300. But I heard
Yes.
they buy them all up. You can't get them in the mall,
Yeah.
and then there's just like a limited amount, so that's why they can charge
Yeah.
6, 7, 8,000. You know, especially if you got like a 8.5, 9 foot. I heard. I'm not even trying to be. This is not a racist statement. I heard the Asians come here and they buy up everything from like 9 to 11s, knowing those are the number one selling shoes. So
Right.
therefore, if somebody rich comes over here and let's say you buy 500 pairs in the Adidas store at the cost 300. There, you can't get them if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So now
You
you,
gotta buy
can get those,
And you
but
can
you gotta
drive, but
pay
you got to drive the price up.
$35, $45, $5,500.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I can never find them. I'm an 8.5, bro, and I can never find them even if I wanted a pair.
And the new ones are just
Wow.
ugly to me. I'm sorry.
They
you
are.
guys.
I haven't
They're
seen
terrible.
one
that.
pair that
I
are
love
dope.
them. I
See,
love
Sid
them.
likes that weird shit.
I love them, man.
Tell us why.
No, for real. It's just I don't know. Maybe
You have a pair on right now,
no,
don't
I
you?
don't know. These Nikes.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
Nah. I think that it's
And
for
I like
a certain,
Kanye, I just
it's
don't
for
like
a
the
certain
shoes.
style and a certain build type guy. So I think because of my frame, they fit me pretty well. I've put them on.
His frame is like 78
Yeah.
pounds.
No, like
and he
the
has a
Asian
size
guys,
19
you know?
78
waist.
pounds wet.
Yeah. Sid has a little boy body. Sid is the same size he was in 4th grade right now as a grown ass man.
My ass cheeks way more than him.
Yeah, but that's not what she said though.
He's like, that's
my
not what she
God.
said, though. So,
it's all good.
Dano, have you ever bought a pair of Yeezys?
Hell no.
I just said that because you do not look like you
Alex,
any type of
He look
Yeezy
like
in you.
Yeah,
But see, here's the thing, Alex.
he look like a K-Swiss kind of
Let
guy.
me ask you this.
Dano, I'm not trying to be mean, but I can see you in Skechers from head to toe.
Bro,
Just in my matching sweatsuit, the Skechers sweatsuit.
Why do I feel like you have a pair of Skechers?
He
Don't even lie
lied.
to us.
I do have one.
I knew. I knew it.
Wait. They're golf shoes, and they're really.
Oh,
I don't
no,
give a
no,
fuck.
you never wear.
Be
That's
nice,
even
You
Alex.
worse.
cannot wear Skechers.
Yeah, that's sacrilegious on a golf course, man.
Bro.
You cannot
Hey,
wear
Seth
Skechers.
was with me when we went to one. I'm not gonna say the name of the athlete. He was a superstar athlete. We get there, and you know when you play these celebrity tournaments, they have the gift bags for you. And usually, I look forward to the gift bags
Of
because
course
it's
your
some
ass does.
fly.
I love
ass
free shit.
Free
Yeah.
shit,
I love
right?
free shit.
This motherfucker
Skechers.
is sponsored by
Skechers.
Skechers.
Oh, damn it.
And they were like, "So here's your shoes."
I love
was,
Skechers.
Nigga,
Gave them back.
wait. Hand them to me. Say,
yeah.
watch, this is how it was. So
Yeah,
give me,
here's
give
your
me a
free shoe.
spiel. Give me a spiel and everything.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the golf tournament.
thank you, man.
Alex.
Appreciate it,
You know, we
appreciate
are
it.
sponsored by Skechers. Here's your
Okay.
free shoes. You can wear them
Okay.
today at a golf
Cool,
tournament.
nothing to do with
It-
that one.
Dude, I just
They
can't do it.
they've really stepped their game up.
Nah.
though.
I hear that they
I
have,
can't
They
but I
have.
can't.
They got
I
great
can't.
shoes
I
for
can't
men.
do it.
Super
Sorry.
comfortable.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Darren, let me explain something. If I were to go on stage
He's so
in a
sick.
pair of Skechers,
Nah, you lose all your credibility.
other black people would come up to me and be like, "You need a couple dollars? You good? I mean, is everything
Skechers are
okay?"
nice.
I get you, and I'm not mad at
no,
you
I
for
get it.
saying that.
No,
and that means you
get
can
it,
date
though.
a guy in Skechers. If I came up with Skechers, my wife would be like, "Nigga, we're going into divorce. The papers are getting signed
Yeah.
right now."
Well, if I could just say this,
Aren't
Alex.
they the ones who make the shoes that light up and all that kind of stuff too?
Yes, and they started out as children
Yeah,
and little.
I can't do it.
And my wife always teases me. She goes, "Oh, I cannot wait when Skechers comes with a $10 million endorsement and see if your ass still say that." I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna say no. I'd rather be homeless than wear some goddamn Skechers. I'm being honest.
Listen,
That's how
what if
Would you wear Skechers if they gave you $10 million?
I wouldn't go that far.
Come
Was that-
on.
Would you be
Don't
a
say
Skechers?
that.
That nigga said,
What's
pardon me,
that?
what would you say?
Where do
For
I
$10
sign?
million, would you wear Skechers? Head to toe. They
Absolutely.
want you to be the
Thank
new
you, Doc.
Yes.
Skechers model.
Where do I
Absolutely.
sign?
Smart
For
man.
10 million?
Yes,
Because I
but-
can make it fly.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And with 10 million,
Absolutely.
I ain't got to worry about the broke Negroes that's gonna talk about me. I'm so rich.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I
I'm
definitely would
already
flip
rich.
it.
I
Savvy.
price myself out of the haters.
But what I'm
Savvy, you better fucking wear them.
No, what I'm trying to ask though, what if, because you know how people are, bro. People are monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Do you
Followers.
feel like if Skechers would have somebody like, let's say Kim
big
Kardashian?
name.
got
Absolutely,
it.
for sure.
Do you think people would wear them if
Absolutely.
Kim Kardashian endorsed
for
the
sure.
pair of
Because the
Skechers?
majority
sure.
of the world, this is just being honest, and
Are
knowing
followers.
marketing, they're followers.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
The majority of the world does what
And it's
the
the same
Joneses
company.
do, period.
It's the same company making them all too. Zappos,
Yep.
Yeah.
Sherman Shoes.
Charles
What you're
David-
what you're selling is a brand and a name.
Yeah.
Like we
Right.
always joke in the fashion world, we always say, hey man, you can put Louis Vuitton on a napkin and motherfuckers will still buy it.
Absolutely.
That's how strong that brand
True.
is instilled
True.
in our souls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
truth.
So some people just, it really doesn't matter. It's like Nike's so huge now, whatever they're gonna come with, by you just, it's almost like saying you love Denzel Washington so much. You've seen so many movies. It kind of, you wouldn't even have to see the whole trailer. When
Right.
they go, Denzel's coming with a new movie,
You
you
on
would kind of like automatically buy your tickets without looking at the trailer.
Right.
Because you
True.
love his work and you know he hasn't let you down. That's kind of how it is in the brand world.
But
Right.
$10
speaking of
million.
shoes,
You're gonna say no. $10 million.
you know Alex would do that shit. He lying.
Of course
Yeah,
he
he
would.
would.
Said, of course
Hey,
he would.
I'd wear them damn ugly ass P Millers if he gave me 10 million.
You know?
And I come
Exactly.
up with a new song, Keep On Sketching, Baby. Keep on sketching.
I'd wear them. They are making good shoes. I'm not gonna lie. They stepped their game up.
I heard, but I just can't do it.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
And
start any
Steve and
trouble.
Steve Madden's too, and all
I
that.
can't either,
Yeah.
man. And the reason
Aldos and all that.
Yeah, it's
The
all the
reason-
same shoe.
the reason I know I wouldn't
same
do
company.
it, Alex,
Why?
and it could be foolish, bro, but it's pride. I want to bring up a
That's what I
small
mean.
subject real
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
man.
Yep.
I'm in a debate last week with my chick, man, and she's telling me, she's like, you know what? Hypothetically, if this comedy doesn't work out for you, just say comedy doesn't work
No,
out.
we don't do hypotheticals.
And you
don't.
can't.
That would
we
have
don't.
ended the conversation. Go ahead. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
cut
but
you
she
off.
tells
Go
me
ahead.
if this comedy thing doesn't work out for you and you just can't find a regular job, would you work at Jack in the Box? And I said, hell no. And she said, why wouldn't you? Why not? I said, because I'm not finna go from all this popularity and one of my
And the
homeboys
hard
pull
work you're
up to
putting
get a
in.
fucking chicken sandwich
There you have
and
it.
I'm in the drive-thru. No, I said,
Oh
because
my God, Savvy Amusing, yeah, whatever, nigga. Your
Absolutely.
total's 273.
yeah,
Pull up to the
because
second
somebody
window.
catches you
Right,
and
right,
puts you
right.
in depression. They got
Right.
you all
Yeah.
over the internet.
Right.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the Skechers. Now, although Jack in the Box is not giving me $10 million for a deal, but it's more like a pride thing.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
my image tainted by walking around in these damn shoes.
Well, you missed it earlier because you came a little late today, but we talked about, me and Ruben Paul talked about when there's no plan B.
Right.
And when people, you don't understand, the greatest people in the world at whatever they did, they were so committed
Yeah.
to what they did that people don't understand when you would go, sorry, baby, but Jack in the Box would never in life be an option. And we're not knocking the people that work at Jack in
Yeah,
the Box.
no,
right
not at
now.
Absolutely not.
But you get what I'm saying. For this world that we're in, I'm sorry, I am 10 toes down and both feet in.
Right.
I can't, there is no if this doesn't work. No, this is my life. I've been able to be very fortunate to be 25 years in a business that I love, to never have a regular job.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They can laugh, joke, yeah, you're not this, you're not this guy, you're not that guy. But guess what?
You're
I
doing
do
fine.
what I love to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
And that's what you told me. You said it wasn't a plan B for me, man. It's like,
There
what
was
am
no
I going to
plan
go
B.
back to telemarketing?
But I'm not
It's
mad.
not-
I'm not mad at your girl because we've all of us men that are in this business have been dealt with that situation before. Because in their world, she is making sense. What if? But they don't understand. In our world, you can't even think like that.
Yeah.
Right.
That'd be like going every. I don't care how many superstars we know in pro sports, the chips were against them also.
Yeah.
Do you know the percentages of dudes that play basketball that
Constantly.
actually go to the league?
Constantly.
You know how many people would go, but what if? You think Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan had the thought in the back of their head, I might not,
No.
or if I'm not? No, they had to be
Yeah.
like, it's
Determined.
this or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what makes people great. That's what makes people go to the next. They ask. That's why I do that's why I love documentaries. That's why I'm so inspired by great people. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't even have to be a comedian. It doesn't have to be an actor. Whatever people are great at, I love hearing their stories.
Yes.
Because it motivates. You know why I'm super motivated right now? You know what I watched last night on Netflix? And I'm mad, Raul. I didn't give you the pictures because this might have came up. Did anybody in here see the Black Godfather?
Yeah, I
Not
saw
yet.
it.
I
Clarence
saw it.
Avon.
I saw it 3 times.
Netflix.
I saw it 3 times.
Brother, and I've been friends with Alex.
Alex is a homie.
For 25 years. I mean, I knew who his dad was. I didn't realize how powerful and how huge his dad was. But I suggest any of our listeners or anybody in here right now, no matter what color you are,
Right.
man, check out The Black Godfather on Netflix, Clarence Avant, and it will just motivate you to be like, wow, people, some of the biggest people in the world. I mean, there was 2 presidents on the documentary last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
David Geffen.
David Geffen, Bill Clinton, Obama, and you know what everybody has in common? Muhammad Ali, everybody has in common. Like, no one really knew what this dude did. But you'd see him everywhere, and he was just that dude that connected dots. And he was a businessman at the end of the day, and he knew people, and he brought people together. And a lot of times when people don't, I pertain that to my life a lot also, because I never consider myself the greatest comedian. I'm not the funniest dude in the world, but I understand relationships, and people like me, and that goes a long way.
Oh, it does.
There's people that also go, maybe
Yeah.
if you were more of an asshole, Alex,
It
maybe
does.
you would win. I don't know how to be an asshole. That's not me.
Right.
I can't be something that I'm not.
Exactly.
Right.
When you're likable and you have class, you have respect, it goes a long way.
It really
doesn't
does.
matter how much talent you have, because you're always going to be remembered that everywhere you go and you work with, whatever set you're working on, they're always going to be like, man, that guy Alex, he was a lot of fun to work with today.
And it just
You know what I
keeps you
mean?
working. I'm the
leave
epitome
on a
of
high.
that.
Yeah, you leave on a high note. Always stay positive.
I want to say something real quick, too. This was something I wanted to bring up earlier. It's kind of off the subject, but we all know the rapper Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Waka Flocka Flame.
Man, there was
Waka
something in the
Flocka
news
Flame.
this week that I guess he's so homophobic that he doesn't even want homosexual people to compliment him. Like, he doesn't want a gay guy to compliment him. I'm confused on that.
That's so dumb.
Is
Darren,
that,
what would you
is that
think
really
that would mean?
homophobic though? Is that homophobic?
I mean, it'd be like somebody coming up to me, Alex Thomas, man, can I tell you
Was he
funny-
specific? Was he specific and said if a gay man
Yeah, he
compliments
says, I
me?
don't want gay dudes complimenting me.
What kind of compliment though?
I don't know, but that'd be like somebody coming up to me and go, Alex Thomas, man, you are funny as fuck. And I'd be like, hold up, homie, is you gay?
But that's different though.
That
Alex.
doesn't make any sense to me.
He
I actually
means
don't
in a-
care
he means
what
in
you
a,
are.
a persuasive way, like hollering at him.
Yeah, like,
don't-
oh, you got a nice chest, Alex.
I want to hear
no,
what
no.
he. I want to hear what Waka
No,
Flocka
he said
said.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, like
When you say compliment, you're not saying I love your music.
yeah, like Alex,
You're
your
saying,
skin is just
goddamn,
wonderful
nigga,
today.
those dreads are so amazing.
Yes,
Right.
Do you oil every one of them?
There you go.
Oh, you meant like
That's
that.
what I think he's
That's what
talking
he's
about.
talking about, Alex. That's what he's talking
Oh, I
about.
thought
like a
I thought he meant like, yo, nigga, let's do it. Hey, let's do it. Nigga, that's just off the chain. What, nigga?
Oh yeah, that'd be too stupid.
Nah.
What about a straight
he
man?
means like a pass.
What
Like
about a straight?
compliment
Because
him.
there's so many straight men that compliment. Like, look at this fucking handsome son of a bitch.
Nah,
look at
we
you.
don't
look
do
at
that.
you.
No,
yeah.
Look
That's
at
your
you.
culture.
Look at
We
you.
don't do
Look
that.
at
We don't do that.
Italians,
We-
Italians.
Yeah, there you have it.
Armenians.
There you have it. There you have it. Keep going.
I've seen black men do it.
Well,
too.
if you
Straight,
did,
straight,
chances
straight.
are he was gay.
You can't
Yeah,
say no
exactly.
because I've been seen
Well,
it.
we're just
And they're
speaking on the
grown as
majority.
fuck.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
the majority there.
The majority say the majority of black
I'm not
men.
going up to Savvy and be like, man, let me
You
tell you
handsome
something.
as hell.
With your fine ass nigga. Let me tell you something. and you know I'm all man, homie. No, nigga. You don't say with your
homo.
fine ass.
Yeah, no homo with your fine ass.
Yeah. You don't say this old pretty ass smile sad nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shit, I said, be happy. Something, I say to Waka Flocka, be happy somebody's complimenting you.
Right.
Yeah.
And not criticizing you.
Yeah.
Take the compliment, keep it moving.
But I'm gonna be
confident in
honest with you.
yourself.
I love the fact that making people laugh is a universal thing. I don't care what you are, gay, straight,
Right.
white. But if you laughed, hey man, I did my job. I don't care what you are.
Right.
As long as I'm making you laugh. I never understood people that are like literally that homophobic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dude, there's
There
no
are.
room for that right now.
They're
It's a
around,
part
very
of the
close.
world, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you say it's about that time?
What if
Doug?
they compliment your shirt?
Huh?
And so what if they compliment your shirt? Yo, I fucking
What
love
the
that
fuck
shirt.
you
That's a
talking
good
about,
one.
homie?
Get your finger. Stop thumbing me.
Hey, you guys, well, it's the end. We had so much fun. Time always flies by when you're having a good
Flies.
time.
So, Mac D.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys checking in on us again another week. Dano, tell them how they can find you on your social media.
Oh, word. All right, yeah, you can find DJ Dano, Danno. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I am DJ Dano.
Take fucking 10 hours.
Boy, that's that Jack
I want
Daniels,
to hit him
man.
every week.
You have a new sponsor now also, right?
Daniel.
And that's Schlitz Malt Liquor Bowl.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
thanks.
Jack Dano.
Jack Dano.
Dano.
You can check me out at
Hilarious.
Sedbrass at SEDBRASS.
Yes, and
Only one
Dara.
Dara. ONLY, the number one DARA.
I am Instagram savvy_music.
Ooh. Damn.
Yes, and right now we are headed over to Ruby Tuesdays. We're gonna hit the
Alex
stage
Thomas,
at the Laugh Factory.
Savvy the Amusing.
Savvy Amusing. It's going down, you guys. And you can check me out at Funny Man Alex Thomas. The hashtag is the Funny Don't Stop.
Love
and
you,
the
Alex.
name of the show is
Love you.
The Funny Don't Stop Show. Show. We out of here. Hey, funny don't stop the show. The funny don't stop. Hey, the funny don't stop the show.